Lusaka High Court upheld the 18-month conviction of the Patriotic Front Secretary General Raphael Makachinda for defaming President Hakainde Hichilema, and the ruling has drawn mixed reactions. This development comes at a time when the Electoral Commission of Zambia has commenced nationwide mass voter registration exercise, and government has released the much anticipated terms of reference for the Constitution amendment process. For the Patriotic Front, these events unfold as the party prepares for a crucial convention and positions itself to reclaim power next year. Our conversation with Grayford Monde, who is aspiring to lead the Patriotic Front and preparing for next year, is what we are going to have. Please.
And of course, we are so excited because he's making this appearance for the first time on Spotlight, and we're excited. Yesterday we were here with Comrade Cedric Ngonjera. Unfortunately, he's not with us in the studio.
Why are you calling him comrade?
He's a comrade.
That term for me is associated to politics. So when I hear the word,
okay, he's a colleague,
a
colleague.
Yes, please.
Yeah, a colleague. Cedric Ngonjera.
I
understand is watching right now, and thank you so much for providing this platform. And just like the way Sharon mentioned, we are so privileged in the studio to be joined by one of the presidential aspirants for the opposition Patriotic Front, Grayford Monde, former cabinet minister, former minister, and former member of parliament for Iteshi. Good evening.
Good evening. Thanks so much, and also National Mobilization Chairperson for the party coming back into power, the PF. Yeah, so it's a pleasure for those that are watching us, those who are listening to us through different platforms. We hope that we'll have a very good interactive session together with the nation.
All right. So, and of course, we are live on DSTV channel number 277, GoTV. We're live on channel number 23. We're also live on Top Star channel number 8 and 9. And of course, we're also live on our social, that's Facebook and YouTube.
Of course, we will open the phone lines a little later, but for now, let's have a conversation with our guest in studio. I'm very sure Blessings is itching to respond to those questions that the public really want to know. Is he the man for the party? And looking at the situation currently, we'll pick it up from Raphael Nakachinda, 18 months in. This simply means he won't be around by the time the country will be having the elections. And he's been very outspoken and to some extent held the party together. With him behind bars, are you the man that's going to help the party move forward and hold it together?
Very well. So again, today I feel the same way I felt when the first ruling against the burial of a late President Lungu was ushered in South Africa, in the negative to the expectation of the family and many of those that believe that the Lungu family was right. This was happening. I was going to one TV station, and I was the first one taking a bite on a public platform like a TV, And I want to say this again is happening to me today after this other one setback. For us as the PF, first of all, we are very saddened that this is what has happened is definitely something that we can't even imagine how we're going to come out of this problem. However, the members say and we've assured our SG that we remaining out here are going to stand firm to ensure that the rights and the beliefs that he had, not just for the party but for the country. You know that Honorable Nakachinda purely stood to fight for the rights of the people. He rose to defend democracy when it was very unreasonable. Just about a few months after UPND won power and they began to make those mistakes, Honorable Nakachinda did not wait. Yeah. Some of us said maybe we give this government a month, 2 months, 1 year. He was able to identify that this government actually is completely failed in the manner that they're beginning to drive the country. And that Honorable Nakachinda immediately began to show the red flags. He showed the people this decision, this appointment, and so on. truly he became the earliest of those ones that criticized President Hakainde Hichilema. And I think that definitely could not have sat well with the government. And he's kept punching lines to show the Zambian people. And his arrest, I can assure you, we are receiving a cause of sympathy, a cause of encouragement that we must not give up from all walks of life. All walks of life, all professions. They are calling us. Civil servants are calling us. Chiefs are calling us. You know, non-PF members are calling us. And so this is how that this man has impacted in terms of standing for the rights of our people. And he did a very short clip to just say his goodbye to his party, the PF and the general public. Those that have listened to that one, you can actually see that the man truly is composed and is satisfied that what he's doing is a good cause. It's a noble cause. Yes, we are going to grapple with whether or not how do we proceed as a party after such a gallant son of soil. His works are now being exterminated. He's completely been eliminated from standing and speaking for the people. I want to encourage our members that this is not the first time as a party we've faced such a challenge. We've had a lot of such, and much more could still be coming. But the people out there, the party members, must always believe that it's the structures that really matter. And we kept saying, I've mentioned myself before, that forget the leadership. What keeps us, the leaders, going and strong to do what we are doing is a membership that is so intact and very strong. And I've said myself that they can take as much all the leaders they want to eliminate by putting them in prison. As long as there is going to be a Zambian standing in the next few months, the Zambian people will still not vote for this government.
Honorable Monde, just to cut you short, you are saying this man, in short,
yes,
really, what I'm trying to understand from your response is that he's been incarcerated unfairly. Are you endorsing the level at which he was speaking in relation to the government? Because he was charged with defamation of the president. And according to the arguments by the courts is that he did that before the defamation of the president law was done away with. And the court has upheld that. You are saying he played a critical role in cementing the party. Of course, structures are important, but then without his leadership, are you ready as an individual, as Grayford Monde, to lead the party?
Very well.
To organize the party?
Yeah. So look, the party is an organization. And in an organization, you get all critical members in it. One individual, as much as would be very, very important, that doesn't mean that in their absence, then the party is dead. Yes, the vacuum is going to be there. Honorable Nakachinda is a stronghold of the PF. He's a strong man in the PF. And he's being removed from the party now to actively play the roles of a Secretary General and managing the party as the CEO is a big blow to us. And I think maybe it was intentional that it must happen like that. Look, in politics or even in a country, there are certain matters, that this is a political statement. Some of those issues that people are being incarcerated for in this current government, the UPN themselves and other opposition political parties in the past have said worse statements than this. But there was tolerance at any given time. What Honorable Nakachinda said was a political statement and did not deserve for him to be taken to prison this long. The achievement in there is the fact that this country today where we have gotten to a point where everyone must be silenced. You can't say, in that statement, I know that there was a defense at court. Much was spoken. Is this statement truly meaning this? So after the arguments, he still feels I need to appeal. And for me, I still want to encourage him to appeal further to the Court of Appeals. Because that matter, I think, still has two levels, Court of Appeals and finally the Supreme Court. There's still all of that opportunity for that to happen. So For me, I want to tell you that at the level at which the opposition is being silenced from saying or speaking, the level at which citizens are being gagged from speaking, even now, I can assure you, yourselves as media, myself as the person, your guest here, in every statement I'm going to be speaking, even yourselves, you've got to gag yourself. You don't freely speak. That freedom of speech is no longer in the citizens.
For that?
Yes, I have. I can assure you that there are certain things that when you want to say, whatever you want to say, you've got to be very extra careful. I mean, Zambia at 61 years, you still want to gag the people from speaking. So for me, I think that it was intentional, that eliminate one of the strong, if not the strongest men of the PF, so that they can be now not be able to facilitate very well.
What next?
But I want to tell you what next. What next is that the PF is not short of leaders. You know that we lost our president not too long ago. In 2015, we lost our founding party president. People were excited. Those in the opposition, for example, they were very sure when they saw a bit of differences between late President Lungu's team, where I belonged, and those that had another candidate, our own brother Mao's. That protracted difference left us with only about 24 days into the election. Actually 28 to be specific. As a PF, we still went into the campaign and we were able to win. In the midst of a death. Honorable Nakachinda is not dead. And there's going to be an appeal. I'm meant to believe so, because I think that justice is not completely been given out to him, meted to him. And I want to tell you that now we've lost President Edgar Lungu. Now we are losing another. The gap is so much. But I want to assure our members that the darkest hour is always just before dawn. And we as a PF are going to soldier on.
Okay.
We are going to come out victorious in next year's election. That I can assure you. And the reason I'm telling you this is because, you see, when we see our people being arrested like that, imprisoned like that, then we know that there is something brewing. What is it that is brewing? This government very soon will be talking about how that they are trying to stay in power by way of amending the constitution to
we'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
Let me get you a little bit back. When PF lost power in 2021, and the late president, Edgar Lungu, decided to take a leave. And we saw that there was, when you had your central committee meeting, you wanted to rebrand the party. Yes. And since then, you've been trying to reorganize. And we saw about 9 members of the Patriotic Front aspiring to take lead, where we saw you, Mao Sampa, and other members of the party praying. And fast forward, we saw Mao Sampa hijacking, for lack of better terms. Later on, we're talking of Chavenga now. And now, we're seeing that the party is still struggling to organize yourselves. And now, Honorable Nakachinda, you're back in prison bars. Do you think this is a drawback in terms of the party organizing itself? And do you think you have enough time, looking at where we're going?
We're now talking about 8 months.
Yeah. At the rate we are going, even 4 months before elections, we can still win this government, and we will. So 8 months for us is actually a bonus. And obviously, this is going to happen much more. Maybe more leaders from our party, it could even be myself or any other, are going to be imprisoned. What we are saying is that you can imprison the whole Zambia as long as all the PF leaders, let me put it this way, you can imprison all the PF leaders, all the opposition leaders. You can actually nullify seats for members of parliament, all you want, as long as the people out there who you promise the services are not satisfied with the manner in which you are attending to them. Be rest assured that you will never win the elections. And this is where we are now. So UPND right now is at a point where they will do anything to ensure that they remain in power. And all of these things you are seeing, they are the ones who crafted a word called Mingalato. And this Mingalato is working very well for them. But you see what is happening? for their temporal happiness, they think this is, but the real truth is that the Zambian people are able to read through them, and we're at a point where the Zambian people, being the owners of that power which is temporarily been deposited to them, very soon they are going to kick this government out. For us as PF, the more the stones are throwing on us is actually a show for the fruits in ourselves as a tree. When you open the phone lines, you're going to be hearing the people saying, PF ikataneni, work together, unity. Because where there is unity, there's always victory, and you'll be able to overcome.
But do you think they're
trying to disunite? No, so now the UPND government is trying to disunite us. You've heard them say they are now regrouping. Now we'll go for them. You heard this statement. No, we're not falling for the trap. They'll pick a few.
Honorable Monde, when do you think the UPND started trying to attack the PF in terms of destabilizing the PF? When do you think they started doing that?
From the onset.
From the onset. On the onset. When is that? Because you did indicate just not too long ago that this you know,
they coined Mingalato.
Yes,
you coined
yes.
Plan B.
Okay.
When is it going to be set into motion?
So the motion is on. We're going to be getting a leader very soon to replace the later President Edgar Lungu.
That's Plan B.
So for us, I mean, you could say that. You could say that's Plan B. But you know, I want to also tell you that, and I mean, I'm a frank politician. Any game that you are playing, especially a political game, we've seen how that even on the filing in nominations, they've eliminated some of our people, stopping them from filing in nominations. And this has been a learning curve for us. So we are very prepared. That Plan B will continue until we kick these people out. And there could be 10 Plan Bs, whichever one of the 10 is going to work out. But it goes without saying that when we have a vacancy, and this time we have a vacancy in the position of president, we're going to fill up that position. Once that position has been filled up, we'll reconstitute ourselves and be able to forge ahead with a new president who the country is waiting for. When you open the phone lines, you are going to hear people tell you that PF Saleni, Intungurushi, Wangu, we know Mkasala. This is what the country is saying.
Talking of phone calls, let's speak this. It's been calling for some time. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening.
Whichever one of the things going to work out. But it goes without saying that
the question our viewers that
when you call in, please ensure that you reduce the volume on your TV set so that we can have a conversation and you tell us why you've made that call. Otherwise, we are in conversation with presidential aspirant, or is it aspirant? For the Patriotic Front, that he is hoping to be on the ballot in 2026. Mind you, the Patriotic Front has over 10 candidates, and we're hoping to see nine. Perfect. We're hoping to see them go to the general conference before the end of the year, as promised, so that we begin to see fruits from this supposedly Plan B. We want to believe whatever step they are taking is towards attaining Plan B or unveiling Plan B. Places.
But do you think the former president, Edgar Lungu, left you with that Plan B? Or you still need to figure it out? Because he's the one that said there's Plan B.
So again, look, everything that you see now happening is that our preoccupation is to win back power. And in executing this,
at all costs?
At all costs. Because there's no luxury of time.
To what extent?
Democracy is being assaulted every day. We have seen people have gone in power using 50+1, now trying to avoid it. So we can't allow that to continue happening. So at all costs is for us to ensure that, in fact, at all costs, by even getting some of our members getting imprisoned.
Okay.
At all costs.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Thank you for calling us. Tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
This is Mr. Zulu from Chidenje.
Please go ahead with your contribution.
Yes, I just want to ask the PF members. I think in Denver we say, so you know this game. so will go nowhere. And everything in life, if you believe it, everything in life happens for the purpose. This is a purpose. It's not a drawback for PF. Now this is the time to fight hard, and this is the time to work on our mistakes. So, Honorable, we are with you. Just organize yourself. We are going to support you. You know, it's okay. So just be strong and make sure you organize yourself. I submit.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. You too can have your say by dialing the number scrolling on your screen and ask those pertinent questions to our guest in the studio.
All right.
Pick another one. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening. How are you?
Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Good evening. Tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
I'm calling you from Kitwe.
Please reduce the volume on your set.
I'm saying I'm calling you from Kitwe.
Go ahead with your contribution.
Yeah, my name is Benjamin Nimba.
Jenje?
Benjamin Nimba.
Mwimba.
Nimba.
Nyimba.
Yes.
All right, please go ahead with your contribution.
Emkwaye banyimba mlishani kukituoko.
Mimba Kitwe kupata compound.
Emkwaye mlishani kukitwe.
Kwai tilimutende walubali.
Owalubali mkwaye.
Mkwaye inetende kuseleka mupa mungu mchungulu shimu chilo yes. Ni abakota.
Mkwaye.
Before that ground, we are very much ready. Hapa ipatana sana. Na tulitaka kama nakufira kitika, asio mtu mlishi mwa alikokuntanchi. Nikatani. We are behind you. Mpaka tie upatikilishe. Hii tekele kale tutekela mota iwe ne. Ama sosele na bafuni yako. Insambusha kulongana tafali. Ipese vale bocha ubukangalume pese cyari kifuro kuba inani democratic country twabamo muri bakaunda emo ukutikisha abantu kwapuile rero kutumene washuruba bayishibeko yacyaba democracy umuntu nakwata amaka yakulandisha ari cyo kumutima rero kabiri umuntu ari kwata isonda talo mwine takwabo kupatikisha iyo rero apatikisha abantu nabakana bamonde bombe ni bwino ya behind you
Atotela mkwe.
Right, thank you so much. Hello, good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
I'm Mr. Siavola from Chilanga.
All right, go ahead with your contribution.
Yes. I'm enjoying the subject that is being on the that has been tabled there.
Okay.
But I just want to assure Mr. Grayford Monde, as you are being sympathetic with Nakachinda, who has gone in prison, you should also be talking about the crime that he has committed. And when you don't start bringing in the government in all these crimes the other people are committing. You know, what the courts are trying to do, when I look at it from on a very transparent platform, they are trying to bring sanity. You cannot be speaking the way you want to speak against the highest office of the land. Do you know the implication? So those are the issues. Those judges at the courts there, they are learned people. They understand. In as much, I'm very sympathetic, I'm also a human being about feelings. That gentleman, the statement that he passed was very, very insincere and very sensitive. So sometimes let us also search our conscience. When you commit a crime and then you are found wanting, you want to start blaming the government. We are not going to do that. And moreover, you're just wasting your time. As we are focused, there is sanity this time around. We are still bringing UPND back in power because these are people that are bringing sanity. You cannot just say whatever that you want to say and then you start blaming the government to say, no, they are doing this and that. When you commit your own crimes, we are not there. So you have to suffer the consequences alone. Don't come and start blaming the government. But I'm just assuring you that I think looking at your level of the play that you are doing, the game that you are playing, it's for 2031, not 2026. It doesn't matter whichever game that you are going to play, it will not work. We can't go back to that bloodshed. We can't go back to where Yes, I'm just winding up. When I look at the atrocities that we passed through under PFO, it was too much. I felt as if I was living in Somalia. We can never do that.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
The last call, then you can respond to the questions. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Please tell us your name, where you're calling us from, and your contribution.
My name is Kennedy Chanda, and I'm calling you from Petauke.
All right.
First, to the Honorable Member of Parliament there, I just want to encourage you that this is not the end. If anything, this is the beginning. The incarceration of Nakachinda was actually mentioned by President Hakainde Hichilema. If you recall very well, at a press briefing where he said, Nakachinda must pay. This is what we are seeing here. Those who are saying he has committed a crime, if at all indeed that was a crime, President Hakainde Hichilema would have been incarcerated when he was in the opposition. When he spoke of the judges or President Edgar Lungu as having waged war against the judges, of which he did not have any substantial evidence. But looking at what has happened today, it is expected. And so many other people will go in the name of having committed a crime. You see, when you are being governed by people that want to silence you, to oppress you, people that are vindictive, this is what you expect. The PF is being fought left, right, and center. However, the backbone of the PF has been its grassroots. And the grassroots has remained intact. They have never moved. They have never defected. So to you, Honorable Grayford Monde, you owe it to the people of Zambia. You owe it to the grassroots of the PF. If you all of you, stop it. Stop it now. We need you people to come together, go and have that conference. Let the winner come out and give us the winner. At the end of the day, we are tired of waiting. We are creating power vacuum in PF. The time is now.
All right.
What is happening to the most of these leaders, Honorable?
Yes.
A lot of them will go in come 2026. Believe you me, on field grounds, and they will never be given any bail,
Okay, just
as it were, because we know what is happening.
All right. Thank you so much.
Take another one.
We're taking a Okay. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, how are you?
Fine, thank you. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
This is Mr. Zula, I'm calling from Chivombo.
Yes, Mr. Mvola, go ahead.
For me, for starters, I want to say that perception determines reaction.
Just speak
And
up a
I'm starting
little.
from this point to emphasize the fact that how we as Zambians look at politics is dependent on how we look at situations. For me, I would like to start from a point of view of PF. Previously, people paying 200,000, and that included the gentleman of the panel, and they fail to go to the convention because, according to them, the late our president was the Alpha and Omega. So they failed to go to the convention and come back now to create an impression, a misguided one for that it's been generated by UPA. Please save us the lives. Had the PF gone to the convention, we would not be here. Partly, this was hashed, nurtured, and brought to life by PF itself failing to go to the convention at the time and creating an impression like the person that was there was the Alpha and Omega. In fact, evidence suggests that is winding up. Okay, so I think that's my position. And I would like to assure him that if others are misleading them into thinking the 1 million are intact, granted the 1 million are intact, but we can also assure them that the 2.8 are also intact, and we would never want to go back to PF and be subjected to.
All right.
Thank
you so much, Mr. Monde. The 2.8 intact, 1.8 are intact.
Well, yeah, so
yourself.
yes, so no,
much.
it's very exciting actually. But First of all, let me start with the last man, Mr. Mvula. You know, there's a time at which people live in illusion, especially when you have power. And Mr. Mvula must go to ask those that were in power.
Yourself.
Yes, he must ask us how we felt when we were just going into 2021 election.
Yes, yeah.
We were very confident that we are winning this election. And for PF, maybe you could say there was something we were relying on as to what could retain us in power. For UPND, you will read the books, you hear their levels of confidence, why they feel that they're going to win the election. There is completely, it's a void. There is, in terms of services that they can boast of having to deliver to the people.
About 90%, that's what they say.
I've heard them say 90%, and I'm telling myself, do they live with in this country? This man is talking about 2.8 million of the people. Today, of the leaders that supported the UPND, a majority of them have left them. Mr. Brebna Changala was one of the key people. Social media people, those in the UK now, some of them have run away from this country. There is a long list of people that supported UPND that no longer support UPND. UPND does not have that 2.8. That 2.8 is not a UPND membership. That 2.8 were the people that bought in what UPND promised the people. So they promised the people that they were going to give them a long list of what everyone now knows. They told the people we're going to give you minimum at so much. They've not delivered. They told the people they'll build roads. They've not done any road completed so far. I've seen them put heaps in township roads. Roads are taking forever to finish. Even that is insignificant. Some of them were actually PF contracts that were remaining for them to complete. UPND has not built one hospital. One hospital from the start to finish. Greenfield, they've not. They've not built one secondary school from start to finish. I'm yet to see one. UPND has not, they promised load shedding. So the lie that UPND gave was too much, too good to be true, that some Zambian people believed that this man was going to deliver. And thence the 2.8 million. Today, if you talk to these people now, this same man in Chibombo, if he's a farmer, he has not yet been paid of his maize. And they'll still tell you 2 weeks we're going to pay. In 2 weeks' time that they've talked about, it's not yet happened. So you have a government that is full of lies in their day-to-day living. Now, one good thing is that, and I've quickly turned to Mr. Which other person? To Mr. Siabula. Mr. Siabula from Chilanga.
Yes.
Yes, he was talking about that UPND has done it, and then he's talking that they're going to be in power maybe 2031. What gives him the right to think like that? Does he own the power? So this is where now the UPND, by all means, they want to change the constitution. With very few months. You can imagine that the country is talking about it. There are only, in fact, there's only about 6 months before government dissolves in terms of a parliament and, you know, we're gearing up into election. With the 6 months remaining, they want to change the constitution. What is urgent? So that is a way of them holding on to power because they failed to deliver services, and their lifeline as a party is only on Wande Mingalato. I'm glad that Mr. Kenneth Chanda from Petauke did mention. In my opening remarks, I stated that you have a government that today has forgotten, actually the UPND, not even a government, let me say the UPND, because whatever is happening now is a UPND. This is never government policy, what they're doing. So the UPND, sitting in power where they are, they've forgotten that political statements are political statements. And these were issued. And I'm glad Mr. Kenneth Chanda has brought out some of the statements that then leader of UPND in the opposition, now president, where he spoke about judges, openly challenging President Edgar Lungu. And all of those statements, they went as political statements because PF did not want to concentrate on this. And so, people of Zambia, first of all, now know what democracy is. It's not like we've come into this democracy now. In 1990, we got this democracy back, which was there in 1964. And from there, we know what it is. You can't stop the people from talking the way they want. So I pity those ones that think that up to 2031, next year's election is gone. Those, if they are still sucking honey in pipes from government projects through CDF, the way they've been stealing and doing the thing they're doing, they must begin now to prepare for a dry day coming on 13th of August, very, very soon, for them to stop all of those things that they're trying to do. So the two first callers, Mr. Zulu and Mr. Nyimba from Kitwe, all they're talking about is people power. They're encouraging us to unite. They're telling us to ignore those people. In fact, Mr. Nyimba says what they're using these people is the ubukangalume. Now, you can't use ubukangalume on the people that gave you power. Now you want to misuse that power. Very abusive government, this one. So the Zambian people are able to read this, and I can assure you, this is what gives us courage. Because now the Zambian people are able to compare and contrast. PF did this, UPND did this, PF did this. Today, when you check the list, UPND far cannot come anywhere near where of the works of the PF.
No one would argue they're just 4 years, and you were there for 10 years.
Yes, so out of the, actually it's 5 years now. These ones we can give them 5 years. What are you going to do in the next 6 months? Are you able to build a bridge in 6 months? Now, I always tell people, a good driver is going to be seen how he's going to start his car. You sit on your car, people are watching you, even the what do you call the inspectors of RATSA, they will see how you are sitting. They will see how you are putting your legs on the steering, how you hold your steering, how you're going to engage. You don't need to know that this is a bad driver by taking a kilometer away. Just the start is going to be seen that this has failed. And for sure, I mentioned myself in 2022 that these ones have failed. And they have failed, there's nothing much they can do. If you fail in your first, go and check the first 3 years of President Edgar Lungu. First 3 years, projects were being commissioned. Capital projects, big projects, hydropower stations. Go and check by the time President Michael Sata was dying, in 3 years. He died exactly 3 years and a month. There was substantial infrastructure development. Policies were being reshaped. Produce in terms of harvest in the agricultural sector were increasing. This one, I mean, you people, why does UPND actually want to stay in power with all the failures? For what do they want another extra 5 years? If you
maybe they need more time so that they can.
It's time up. It's time up for them. It's time up for them. In fact, you know, I used to lead the committee at Parliament, which is called Interparliamentary Union, and that is Democrat. I can tell you now that even the 5 years is too much for anyone to deliver. If there was a way, we should even reduce that term to 4 years.
Okay.
In the same manner, we should also reduce members of Parliament's stay to 2 terms.
That's why you need to maybe
equal to
allow the
so that many people can
participate.
So that people can participate in these programs. There's no part in that Bill 7 where they're talking about limiting. In fact, they're increasing powers to a president who should nominate 80, thinks 80 is not enough. He wants more.
Speaking of that, you as somebody who wants to lead Zambia, probably after 8 months.
Yes.
The Secretary to the Cabinet released terms of reference for the Constitution. I mean, first of all, the President constituted a committee to look at this. After that, the terms of reference were released. Are you not satisfied with this? Isn't this your opportunity to put in what you want to see in that, other than criticize on the sidelines?
Of the background that a lot of stakeholders expressed concern that they did not make any input. Now the platform has been given that you need to make submissions.
So you see, it's not a gift. This is not a gift to the Zambian people. First of all, no, you see, it's a right. No, it's a right that the Zambian people have. Our existence as a country is through the constitution of the land. And that's what creates Zambia and makes what Zambia is. And we're all governed and guided as such. Whatever is happening now is haphazard. And it's the bad beginning that has created suspicion in the manner that this constitution has been brought to the people for a possible amendment, which will not happen. It will not happen.
Why do you say
that?
so?
It will not happen. I can assure you that the Zambian people, first of all, they know how a constitution should be amended. It's not the first time that it's going to be amended. This whole thing started like a rumor. You remember that? Where they said There will be a constitution amendment. No, there will not be. No, there will be. Then there will not be. Then the Minister of Information, no, there will be. There will be withdrawn. People were following that. Eventually, that which was a rumor turned out to be the truth. In no time, there was a bill at Parliament. Now, if you look at that bill, when you look at the terms of references that they have given, and then you go and compare with a bill, you'll find that the terms of reference are actually aligning with the bill that is already at Parliament. That bill has not been withdrawn. Okay? So, when you look at that, it tells you that this is a process to rubber stamp the process. So, how do we know? The government, the UPND, were only stopped from this process by the court ruling. And from that court ruling, they said, no, we did not withdraw this. Actually, we just said it must, hold.
Just be there.
Yeah, let's be there. We've just deferred it. But the court had already ruled that this should not happen and withdraw it.
But that was before, before the court judgment.
So this is what the Zambians must be able to know. That there's no goodwill in this process. Now, anytime there was a constitution making amendments or process to amend the constitution, it must not start with the government as an executive. This, what we're talking about now in terms of a committee, should have been the one formed. And that committee was going to be formed after submissions from the citizens themselves. So you as media houses, for example, you want changes in the constitution, you would have, through association, you would have raised the red flag and said, we want the constitution to be amended on this particular article. The chiefs should rise. Then that, the country, when the country is talking, so then there will be need for the executive to say, oh, we've heard the people want the constitution amended. I'll give you an example. In 2016, the Zambian people, you heard them say, we want a running mate as a must, because if a president dies in power, we want someone to automatically take over. So the Zambian people spoke. We want 50+1 as a threshold for anyone to be a president. We want election date to be there, and so on and so forth. With those submissions from the Zambian people, a committee or a what do you call that? A team, a technical committee, then would be created. The process of creating a technical committee should not be a preserve of the president by appointing individual members that, let's say, from the church. They just say, okay, from the SDA, we have appointed this person. No. From the youth associations, we have appointed the XY person. No. That's also very wrong.
How best?
The constitution or the constituting of that technical committee should have been church mother bodies. How many do we have? 5. Each one of them, we are going to nominate a name or 2 names or 3 names and submit them. Then those mother bodies will sit down and say, from us, we've nominated this one and that one. You are the ones who are going to represent us. And possibly give them what they want discussed in those committees. But this particular one, it was a list of names. Even when you saw some people congratulating this, it was, I want to thank the president for having appointed me in the technical committee. Now, there's a possibility there that you are going to put together a group of people that support you, or your cadres, as it were, to come and support you. And when you look at even the terms of references, like I've already said, they are all nipping into the bill that is already sitting at Parliament. So this process needed to be slowed down. But this government, by all means possible, they want to amend the constitution, because through that, when they increase the number of seats in terms of constituents, or constituencies, when they put those constituencies, they want to use the same members of Parliament to be the ones that are going to appoint a president, the system in South Africa. So you increase the number of MPs so that they can be able to be the one to appoint you as president. You take away 50+1, which is the highest degree of a standard that must get a president in power. So for me, the UPND are climbing the tree from the top, from the leaves, not even from the branches. They're climbing from the leaves. You can't do that.
Is there anything good that is coming from this process, or should it just be forgotten, as
like all
other
of it?
stakeholders have called?
Everything must be forgotten. The whole process is wrong. You have appointed a technical committee of people that you know as UPND to come and amend the people's constitution. I mean, I have seen some of the representatives on that technical committee. There was never a moment or a point where we heard that these organizations were nominating these people. It was just a constitution of a list. So that for me is a no. So they may sugarcoat this with a few other amendments, but the real matter is that they want to stick in power. Because they felt that
there's a specific cause that I think President Hichilema did indicate when he addressed Parliament, when he was talking about the lacunas that are in the current constitution. When it comes to presidential candidates, in an event, one candidate decides to withdraw, the entire thing gets back to the nomination. Do you think that we should hold on to that?
Now listen, so what is good about our current constitution now, and what must keep it a little bit or stay longer than any constitution before, is that in 2016, when this constitution was amended, there was a creation of the Constitutional Court. And the Constitutional Court's job is to interpret the Constitution, and what they say remains part of the Constitution. I'll give you an example. In 2016, I was one of those ministers that were stayed beyond May.
Yes.
Because when we read, even today you go and read how a minister vacates office. Don't refer to the ruling, just read how a minister vacates office. 1, if there's a new president. 2, if a member dies. 3, if a member is not healthy. And then how is a new cabinet created? When there is a new president, then you lose your position. So when you read those ones, from face value, it will tell you that ministers must continue. And we believed so. And we remained in power. The matter was taken to court, and an interpretation was made. Today,
as a president,
anyone, yes, because there's a constitutional court. That constitutional court was the creation of the amended 2016 constitution. So there is a safety valve in this current constitution.
Okay.
But what these people are trying to achieve is the prolonged stay in power. And I can tell you that the 2016 constitution was very vital for this country. Everyone spoke. And what did they want? Running mate. Which is what this government is trying to run away from. There will be no running mate in this current, in that Bill 7 and the amendments they're trying to bring.
I guess this topic needs 4 hours, but we have about 7 minutes. I want us to pick a few calls, then we can get back to you and conclude this matter.
Thank you.
Blessings. Should we go ahead there?
He was listening to me very, very closely.
Hello, good evening. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening, sir.
Evening, how are you?
Fine, thank you. Tell us your name and where you're calling us from. You have 30 seconds.
okay.
Mulina 30 seconds. Come on, fast.
papa zipinza mbuzi banduna akapapira murodi kukaja kutarifa ukliniki maja vanatendera pafupi kliniki sekondari kuri pitame tinga danda wale market paitemaleza vakabwera amina vakapwera baziona kuti UPMT sevenza.
Okay.
So chokapa kwanga je 26 mzaipeza futi mpawa.
Okay, zikomo.
Let's see if I can accommodate another caller there.
Hello, good evening.
We lost that one.
We lost that one, yeah. Calling
Okay, but you can also dial the number that is on the
be
screen
one of
and be able to
callers.
be one of a few
Let's
callers that will be able
Hello?
to contribute tonight.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, thank you. Tell us your name quickly and where you're calling us from.
I'm Katongo calling from Polokoso.
Okay.
Yes, Katongo.
Ndefwaya kofye mbepsheko ba presidenti.
Mkwai.
Twalitotere fo batsunge ba PF but webe shinka charengera ba PF bafune mupawa.
Okay.
Then number 2 balondolera bena Zambia bonse na feba kumpolokoso bonse batwebe shinka icharengere ba PF bale umaula abantu because there was in support ukumaula abantu.
Okay.
Bakupendi baituletera omutendo obunga tulaifaira tulailimina fimbi kufya economy chaba president kutwala pantanji. Thank you.
Okay, Twata Shamkwai from Porokoso there. Let's speak another one, last one. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Evening, thank you. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
This is Mr. Alfred Chilema calling from Flores.
Go ahead with your contribution.
Yes, I'm glad that I'm through. Mr. Monde, be honest, my brother. I know you want to play politics to the gallery.
You have 30 seconds, by the way.
Yes, indeed. But it's a very interesting topic, and even the hour. At least extend it to 2 hours or so. This is quite very educative. Let me address my brother, Mr. Monde. He's quite young, very young, and those are the youth we want. But the path he has taken, my brother, is a very wrong path. Mr. Monde, I know you very well. You were once with UPND. When they failed to adopt you, that's when you ditched UPND and joined the PF. My brother, in every country, Zambia is not a banana republic.
30 seconds is done.
No, come on, moderator. I'm
quickly, special point.
There's a point I want to make.
Okay, quickly.
Okay, then go.
That was a very good question from my brother there. He asked him about the PF rebranding. Though my brother kept it, I want my brother to tell me. When PF lost power, I concur with my brother there. They said we are going to rebrand. As Zambian, we are really very disappointed to see the same faces taking over PF again.
What's your
question?
I'm
trying. Hello?
What's your question?
The question I'm trying to ask my brother, man, is let him be honest. Every country has rules. What my brother Nakachinda said, even in South Africa, even in the USA, he was not going to be let scot-free.
Okay.
That lawlessness that was in PF is not what it is. HH is clean in Zambia.
All right, we'll have to let you go.
Thank you so much.
I'll have to let you go. Thank you so much. You are our last caller. Mr. Monde, you have 2 minutes to respond to all that, and then we close.
Okay, so but Alfred, first of all, records put straight. I never left UPND because I was not adopted. That must be put very clear. I'm happy that Alfred knows me, and I'm excited about that. To say that we're in the wrong path and that UPND is doing very well, I'll leave that to the Zambian people to determine whether or not what Mr. Alfred is saying is true. Regards the bakatongo kumpolo koso mkwai echalengere ba PF ukuma power, according to report yoto apangire, is that kwali corruption, kwali kadarizimu, efyo balandila abantu. But no, but there is more corruption in UPND. There is more kadarism in UPND now. And not only that, for me, by UPND, right now you can even see them. There's no freedom of speech. So mkwayinshitana ichepa ababambi ku lufunsa balirandati bali bakulira clinic. To date there is no government that has built. PF put together 650 hospital, what you call main clinics in the country. So to talk about a clinic for us as PF, that was not actually anything we would even want to go boast around. We were talking of hospitals. We were talking of airports. We were talking of flyover bridges. That's a development. So this man from Lufunsa who says what he's saying, if his fellow farmers are going to hear him, that is telling them that UPND will continue, when UPND has not even paid for their maize that they got, and the rain's about to come, I don't know if he's going to live in peace with the community. Where we are now is that all the sectors in this country, the agricultural sector is worse than they found it, the mining sector is worse, energy sector is worse. When I was coming here, you are running a genset. It's a big cost. Parmalat, go and check. Parmalat has completely cut off a production in this country because of, and hundreds and thousands of jobs are being lost. So for me, the UPND's stay is only in Bill 7. But Bill 7 will not happen because the Zambian people will defend democracy by all means.
As your civil duty, in 30 seconds, mass voter registration, what's your message to the people to encourage them to go and register as voters?
So let me say to you, the Zambians, that your power is in your thumb. If you don't register as a voter, don't complain. If you feel that this government has not delivered, please go and register as a voter, so that that's the only way you can have power to put in place the one that you want. What we are seeing is that the numbers are very discouraging. 200,000 in a week, that's not a good thing. The Electoral Commission of Zambia, I've seen they are putting up, whether it's threats or whatever, that they're going to call those who are saying what we are saying now. It's not a good thing. You are targeting 3.5 million registered voters. 1 week of the 4 weeks, you've already registered 200,000. And you don't even get threatened to say that you have failed in your duties. No. Let there be mass sensitization. Let there be a mass presentation. Let the people go to let the people go and register as voters. That's the only way we can save our country.
Okay, blessings.
All right, I think Honorable Monde, I think we'll be able to invite you again. So again. Because a number of issues.
Yeah, really. I agree with Alfred that 1 hour is small. Yes. I have to increase my speed of speaking so I can cover more ground.
No, we hear you.
Thank you.
Exactly, but of course, Spotlight comes Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Our Monday edition is 1 hour 30 minutes. Tuesday 1 hour, and Wednesday 1 hour. So we'll be able to bring you another good episode tomorrow.
Indeed.
And of course, Sharon, as we say our bye-byes.
Okay, thank you so much to all the viewers for tuning in, for inviting us in your homes to have this fruitful conversation and aspire and increase more information pertaining to our democratic space. Remember to go and register as voters. Yeah. as we do a show come. Chimona, we're going to do that tonight. Mr. Monde, this is a fun way to say bye to our viewers. We show them our shoes. I hope your shoes are really polished.
Well, wasn't you one day? So where do you do
I hope your shoes are polished. This is my shoe. That's Mr. Monde's. Oh my
God. The campaign shoes. This one.
And I want to thank you so much for making an appearance on Spotlight. We're so excited and hope to have you very soon.
Great.
Greetings to Said.
Good night.
You know what you did.
Thank you so much. Greatly appreciate this opportunity.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Great.